is our man from MASNsports.com, Scooter Roch. He is Roch Kubatko. How are you this afternoon, Roch?
How do I know this is really you? This could be Melanie with a cold, for all I know.
You can't see me?
No.
All right, we got some all-star candidates, and Melanie would never sound this deep with a cold. We got some all-star candidates right now. O'Hearn and Sagano, your thoughts on these two gentlemen and the seasons that they put together thus far?
Yeah, I mean, obviously a lot can change. We still got a while to go before the final votes are in, but you know, they may not have 5 representatives like they did last year. 2 were injury replacements, but every team gets one, and Ryan O'Hearn absolutely, to me, is the slam dunk. And I mean, this is pretty much a Captain Obvious thing here, but you look at him, among American League designated hitters, he's first in average, on-base percentage, slugging percentage, so yes, also on-base plus slugging. He is Ryan MV O'Hearn, as I keep calling him, trying to get it to catch on. It hasn't yet, but I'm hopeful. Now, look, there's Rafael Devers, there's Brett Rooker. Those guys are going to be tough to beat out as far as being a starter, though I think he should be. But certainly, if he's not, he's got to be one of the reserves. And what a great story he is, as we've talked about a lot, written about a lot. A guy that they got from the Royals for cash considerations in January 23. I hope they spent that money wisely, because that's an absolute steal. That's the kind of steal you usually see on a Ring camera. I mean, it's amazing they got him for that. And DFA'd him 2 days later. He had to work his way back onto the 40-man, which he did. Now he's one of the best hitters in baseball this season. It just says a lot about him, the work that the hitting program can do for a guy. I think he's on. And Sagano's interesting, you know, 3.04 ERA, 6 quality starts is the most among rookies. It can be tough for a pitcher because, again, every team's got to have somebody, and a lot of times they'll go ahead and find a pitcher for a bad team that doesn't really have anybody worthy just to put him in the back of the bullpen somewhere. Right. But he certainly seems like he's worthy. He is their ace, so that's another guy to keep an eye on. And another great story, his first year in the U.S., if he ends up being an all-star.
Roch, all I know is this sounds familiar. I remember being with you in 2022, and we thought Trey Mancini was a slam dunk. And we said there's no way John Means would make it. And John Means made it instead of Trey Mancini. So I'm just saying, we've been to the no-brainer section of this thing before, and it didn't pan out. Speaking of all-star, what about Jackson Holliday? Last year, this kid was just trying to make it, trying to find a home. And now he's talked about as one of the better second basemen in the American League. He's making a push as well.
He is. And we should be reminded again, a lot of this is a popularity contest when the fans are doing the voting. So, but, you know, Jackson's pretty popular. I mean, this is a kid who was the first overall pick, the #1 prospect in baseball. You know, he struggled so much last year and early this year. So I feel like he's sneaking up on some people. But if you look going into last night, among second basemen, I got my cheat sheet, first in slugging and triples, second in hits, on base percentage, and OPS, third in average and RBIs, fourth in home runs. He absolutely has to be in the conversation whether he makes it or not. I don't see how you can ignore that. And again, kind of sneak it up on people. I think it surprises people when you look at his overall numbers now, how much better they are, and to the point now where he's batting leadoff most of the time. He is familiar with the All-Star game. His dad attended 7 of them, Matt Holliday, and he remembers going to most of them as a kid. So it wouldn't be totally new for him, but it would be a big deal for him as well. And again, also another great story because of his stature as a prospect and what he's gone through, and that last name, Holliday. So I think he's got a shot as well.
So much talk of the Orioles' latest, winning so many games recently, the last week and a half, 5 games in a row. We forget there's still a lot of injuries with this baseball team. Hopefully help is on the way.
Yeah, hang on. I have to cancel all my October plans. Wait a minute. What is going on here? Yes, Colton Cowser, we know, is back. He's not in the lineup today, but they're not going to play him every single day after he missed so much time with that fractured thumb. So he's on the bench today, resting. But the next guy right now, Jordan Westburg, we thought we didn't think we'd see him here. They weren't going to fly him cross country. They're in Nashville right now with Norfolk, but we didn't think he'd play today. We thought it'd be a rest day. He's actually going to be the DH tonight. Then they'll make that decision whether to reinstate him. It's not about whether the hamstring's ready. It's just, as Tony Mansolino explained, is he baseball ready right now after that kind of a layoff? They want to make absolutely sure. I would think we would see him in Sacramento at some point. And if it's not Friday, maybe it's a day later, but I would think so. He's right around the corner now. Ramon Laureano and Gary Sanchez joined him last night to start their assignments, and they shouldn't be out that long. It hasn't been that long since they played. So they're right around the corner. And then you have Cedric Mullins, who is running now, which is a good sign when you had a hamstring injury. So he's going to start baseball activity soon. So he's right around the corner as well. Tyler O'Neill was here yesterday and then was gone last night. He started his assignment. Also shouldn't take too long to get him back. Then we could go on and on. It could be a whole other segment again on what kind of roster decisions await them. And Westburg's going to be that first guy. Is Jordan Adams an extra outfielder? He's been a defensive replacement. Is he more vulnerable? Is it one of the infielders? At what point do we get back to the Emmanuel Rivera versus Kobe Mayo debate? Or the Heston Kjerstad versus Dylan Carlson debate? And is Jorge Mateo eventually vulnerable? Certainly when Mullins is back, this roster can only hold 26. These are all pleasant problems. The good news is this team is playing really well and injured guys are coming back. The key, though, Rob, stop subtracting guys while you're adding them. They're starting to add guys, then Mountcastle and Mullins go. Yeah. If they could just get everybody to stay healthy, this could get really interesting.
Rob, I'm so glad you covered the whole Cowser thing, because if not, the way things have been going lately, our social media feeds would have been blowing up with, is he hurt again? No,
How
he's
can
not.
You sit him?
Just rest, just rest. Roch, thanks a lot, my friend. Enjoy the game.
Thank you.